What's going on, guys? Hopefully you're doing fantastic. Thank you for joining us for a little impromptu evening stream here at Revival Tech Repair, coming live to you from Rockford, guys. Hopefully you guys are doing really good, man. We got a little bit of a different stream set up for you guys. You can see a little bit over here. You can see the new computer in the traveling gear, as you can see. Jesus. I'm live. Live here with my business partner Scott here, who is he is warning about the impending bear market apparently. Get out of here.
Woo! It works. It's like streaming and doing things.
It works. Let's switch over to this scene so you guys can see the new computer.
I'm stoked.
Boom, and there it is. There it is in all its glory, guys. This is the new streaming computer. We got it all set up and what's what I'm looking for? Auto-populated here, man. So let's get. Let me set up. Sorry, so this is a new setup, new box. So I'm gonna have to set up the window capture here, so I can look at the charts, guys. And let's just rename this bad boy charts. Eli back. Thanks so much for the. Thanks so much for the $5, man. I appreciate that, man. Wants us to take a look at RCN.
Mr. Eli with the quickness.
Mr. Eli with the quickness, man. So we'll definitely take a look at that. All right, we're gonna.
So I don't know if we want to do it in the beginning or the end, but I saved this plastic peel for you.
Ooh, yeah.
That's some fresh plastic peel.
I definitely want to do that when I get home, because if I have to transport that.
Oh no! You got to do it now.
I got to do it now.
Oh, we're gonna wrap her up, dog. I got plenty of packaging to make her a safe ride home. Plenty of packaging.
All right, let's stretch this to the screen.
Instagram don't like my post.
And pull this behind everything. All right, cool. So hopefully you guys can see that well. Hopefully that's good.
It's overlapping on the videos a little on where I'm at, unless I'm lagged. Could be lagged a little bit, yeah.
All right, so getting set up, guys. I see the regular. I see the good people in here, man. What's going on, Eli? What's going on, Mike Miner? Jay Way. Jay Way says it's all about DaVinci J15. So very bullish. I see Edward Webb. What's going on, man? The echinacea did help. I feel really good, man. I feel really good. I'll tell you guys a little bit about my trip as we move forward.
It's got nothing to do with being in my presence. That's got to make things work, and then that makes them feel better.
The healing effects of Scott Lanto and Revival Tech Repair. Tom Crypto Newbie asking, are we set to run up or just a fake one? All right. Chris Vila, Freeman's Cryptoverse, Gypsy Hill, you go chill. What's going on, guys? All right, let's make sure this is good to go. All right, cool. We got this pulled up. And we'll go ahead and load this one right here. All right, excellent. It's looking good, man.
Beautiful.
Ryan says, I kind of feel like Justin is a leave the plastic peel on even though it looks like shit because it's functionally superior in its ability to protect the glass kind of guy.
Yes, you are absolutely right.
Yeah.
I'm going to make him rip it off.
that is my method. So while I'm getting everything loaded here, Scott, do you want to tell him you can give him the nerd bro down?
Woo! Yeah, TLDR, man. We went with a Asus Maximus 11, I believe. It's in Roman numerals. I learned to read them one day back in the day. With Wi-Fi, super sweet. Went with a Evo 970 NVMe M.2. What the heck does that mean? Yeah, NVMe is just like ridiculously faster than anything else that you're used to. Like the old way is SATA, so blah, 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 ridiculously quick. It installed Windows, and I'm pretty certain I'm going to have to review the video when I go to edit it, but in about less than a minute, which is ridiculous. Usually it's, like a minute and a half, 3 minutes or something like that. With a regular SSD, it's like freaking minute and a half too, but this was ridiculous. And then for the graphics card, we went with the RTX 2060. So we are going to be tracing some rays. You trace rays, bro?
I trace rays, man.
We trace rays.
I do now.
So that's going to be super sweet. That's going to help with the stream. That's going to be packing a hefty punch there for us. And then got everything powered with a Corsair gold rated 850. You know, nothing really special there, but it's nice. Case has got 6 fan in it, 6 RGB fans, which we then synced on the Mobo with the Asus Aura sync. So yada yada, colors all in sync. That ain't set up, so they're all red right now. The CPU cooler is ridiculous. Definitely a little bit overboard. Dude, it's like what, 3/4 size of our head?
Yeah, hopefully, I don't know if you. Oh shoot, we're being pinned down by the N64.
Oh yeah.
All right, hopefully you guys can. If you guys see that, that's the cooling fan
It's
right there.
pretty ridiculous. So yep, in and out fan on that. So we got the 4 in the front, bringing intake, running the cool air through here, then run over and then exit out the back. And what do we do? Okay, yeah, and then we got 32 gig DDR4 RAM. Definitely said skip it. We'll just go up to the full 32 gig there for them. So that's pretty good. Which we still have 2 slots open, so we can go to 64 if necessary. And I think that about does it. Yeah, that's everything. The board's nuts, though. It's amazing. Also, I guess one of the other things that made the Windows install go so fast, bro, not only is it an NVMe, like newest woo-woo hard drive, right? But remember that thing about the USB I was telling you?
The 3.1?
3.1 USB?
3.1,
yeah, holy bananas. Luckily, I just got a 3.1 USB stick the other day. They were on sale. So that probably had a lot to do with it being ridiculously fast, too. So that was way cool.
It's a monster air cooler, Chris Vila. And Neil B, we apologize. We got to run the sound through the webcam. This is actually a newer webcam. But I didn't think to bring the full-fledged Yeti with me on the trip. So we'll be back in the studio come Monday. So didn't hear us say
tomorrow and Sunday you're gonna have to deal with webcam.
didn't hear you say.
Oh yeah,
CPU.
duh, CPU man. Yeah, we went with 8th gen 8700K. So I decided not to go with the new 9th gen model. I thought i9 was a little bit like overboard, like that's ridiculous. I don't think I really needed that. So I wanted to go i7, and it's like a $40 difference. So it's like, why not go with 9th gen? So the 9th gen is an 8-core, no hyper-threading. Nerd stuff. Like the hyper-threading gives you more threads. The more threads, the more multi-processes are better, or not even multitasking, just what is the program used? There's single process, multi-process, blah, blah. So I went with 8th gen i7 8700K, K being overclockable. We can get crazy.
Yeah.
So I went with that because that is a 6-core hyper-threaded. So that means it doubles the cores for your threads. So that's a 6-core, 12-thread unit. So I consulted our lead developer, Mr. Benji, and him and I both thought that just having the more threads would most likely be better for multi-processing for things like streaming and, you know, trading view and whatnot. So we went ahead and we went with the 8th gen 8700K.
And I'll tell you what, guys, just from using this thing for, I don't know what, this is for like 15 minutes now?
Right.
30 minutes? This thing is very powerful. This thing is awesome. I love this thing.
Yeah, the N64 is awesome. Yeah, one of these dropped off the other day. I don't think it works, though.
We'll challenge you guys in GoldenEye 007. We'll take rounds.
Dude, we're going to get a RetroPie.
Okay. A retro? Yeah, that would be sweet. That would be sweet. All right. Let's see here. So we're going to go over to Coinbase Pro. Actually, we're going to go to large activity on Coinbase Pro.
Yeah, you're going to take the plastic off. It's too much glare.
I think I like it. It's superior. It's more functional in its superiority, man. Ryan says machine is a beast. Once we get fiber, we can upload a 4K stream. Would be amazing.
Yeah. Are you gonna watch it in 4K, Ryan?
Chris said trading view.
4K, bro.
Trading view never looked so good. Yeah, once I can convince them to run fiber through my run fiber to my bungalow in the woods,
or as soon as we can convince him to relocate his entire family to Rockford,
would be good. Okay, So let's start off with what we got going on. We're going to have very clear, for me anyways, looking at this, I'm going to have very clear and definitive understandings when the weekly candle closes on Sunday evening. Now, we are moving into the weekend, so let's just recap. Where we've been and how we've come. Neil B. I understand that. Sometimes I get that, but no, I will not, unfortunately. There's a couple reasons why, not just singling you out or picking you out, but A, I think better with the setup that I have, and actually statistically, for those who have a little bit of trouble seeing, high contrast on a blue background is actually the easiest to see. Constant updates, but the black background, the problem for me in the black background is that for some reason it negatively affects my trading. I find that I feel like my points of reference, my anchors, are farther away than they are. So this works quite well for me. When it's all black, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like that's depressing, like I'm swimming in the abyss and things aren't as clear to me. So
real talk.
Real talk. Trading is 80% psychology, 20% technicals, man.
Seriously.
So anyways, let's talk about where we're at and where we've been. Obviously, giving you guys a little bit of an update since Thursday when we last did the stream. Yesterday, actually, so duh. Sorry, whenever I travel, I get my wires crossed a little bit.
Right. Or like think you won't be able to do one.
And nearly surviving death today. Jesus. I'll tell you guys a little bit about that later on in the stream.
So dramatic.
Well, if you're driving down
about to die.
If you're driving down the highway at 75 and then your car turns off. Thank you so much, Enterprise. Enterprise, if you guys are watching, hashtag Enterprise. Anyways, guys, so we are at the weekly level of resistance. We're at the weekly resistance order block, guys. To me, that is the most significant level of resistance that I'm keeping my eye on. That's been the level that I've been talking about for quite a while. Now, if we go over... We got activity. We got activity in the middle of the city.
Folks. We're in the city.
We're in the city, guys. So anyways, this would be our 4th significant test of resistance, unless you consider the establishment of resistance a test, which I do not. This is what formed the resistance, and really the resistance was formed by the close of this weekly candle. So if we go back and look in time, we can actually see, I'm going to have to take time transformation off so we can actually see the colors of the candles in reality. And let's go ahead and disable the drawing tool so you guys can see this a little bit more clearly. Let's go ahead and take volume off as well. Sorry, guys. Making sure that it's going to take me a little while to get accustomed to the new computer, especially this monitor. But anyways, I digress. Moving on.
This monitor like right up in your face.
Yeah, the monitor just right in my face. But anyway, so this is the most significant candle to me to establish the level of resistance that we're talking about here. So we had significant movement to the downside at this point in time, and we established here a bullish movement, so a contrarian movement in the market. And this is an area naturally of the market where the bulls sense weakness in the bears, and it is the area that has been retested on weekly closing bases or on weekly high bases once, twice, 3 times. We're going for the 4th test. Now, this test, again, you guys know how I feel about chart patterns, but you can look at this multiple ways. And really, the pattern, again, as I'm keen to say, the pattern is not important because the only reason that people will trade patterns is generally they will make measured movements off of patterns. I don't feel that that's a valid way to trade. I feel like measured movements do not work out. Often you will fall far short of your target, or you need to switch your time frame. So I do not trade using measured movements. Something that you can do, but then again, I'm not massively prone to do it as well, is use something like a Fibonacci extension. That is going to be more realistic based off actual trading range and give you more realistic targets, whether you're using an equilibrium swing or whether you're using a 50% extension. But in general, I do prefer to wait for good entry signals based off my strategy, and then exit the trade when I get contrarian exit signals, as I've talked about in the group. Mr. Ether, hey, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining me tonight.
What up, Mr. Ether?
So we're waiting for the weekly candle to close. That's going to be the biggest sign for me. Now, should we close the weekly candle above this level of resistance, I will be in a long position. I'll be tentatively bullish, even though I get very, very concerned about being long. Thanks so much, bro. Thanks for sharing us on Twitter, Mr. Ether. I get very concerned with going long at weekly levels of resistance. And this is just something that I have not changed my tune on. I've been very consistent in my approach to this market. What's going on, Wayne Tech? Good to see you. I've been very consistent in the way that I've looked at this and analyzed this market. Out of a position right now because my last position was a short from 40.15, ended up taking profits, 50% of that, and then again, allowing price to return to my break-even position and exiting that as well, also out of my Ethereum short. So we have currently, the only thing that I have left to do now is move one position that closed with features expiry that I had on the H19 contract, which is a long-term position. I do have to reposition that over to the M19 contract, and I will be doing that upon the close of the weekly candle on Sunday evening, my time. So for those of you who are premium members who are watching, you guys know exactly what trade I'm talking about. We're going to be repositioning that at the close of the weekly candle, should everything look the same as it looks right now. So I feel very comfortable with that trade. That's been a good earner for us. Other than that, we have two other longer-term positional trades that we have put in, and I'm very comfortable with those. We established those at the correct positions on the M19 contract fairly soon when it opens, so fairly comfortable in that. And then as well, we have some scattered positions on Binance as well. Now, so let me get my initial thoughts out here, right? I know that everybody is extremely bullish, and I'm more than willing to be bullish because here's the wonderful thing too. While I'm deciding which direction to be in a position. Hey, Tenacious Few, what's going on, man? I'm glad I didn't die too, believe it or not. I do value my life. It is important, and that's why I'm willing to fight for my life. Mr. Ether says, I just shorted an hour ago. Should I not? So, and that's what I'm getting at. So let me elucidate on this a little bit further. So whenever we're at weekly resistance, I'm going to take the bearish posture when we're in an overall bearish market structure. Now, long term, I am absolutely fundamentally bullish on Bitcoin. And the only reason why I am qualifying the statement with the only reason why I'm trying to qualify this statement is that for those of you who are watching who might be new to the channel, who are unfamiliar with how we do things here at Kraken Cryptocurrency, you might be caught up in the sentiment on Twitter, you might be caught up in the sentiment in the troll box, you might be caught up just overall in the very overly bullish, optimistic sentiment that is just flooding around now. That is all well and good. It's wonderful. It's wonderful for a particular subset of the community that wants to trade based off fundamentals or kind of follow the herd. And most of the herd is piling in long. Typically, just looking at the markets in general. Now, cryptocurrency is one of those special asset classes that will do its own thing and move extremely quickly on high volatility because of the relatively low liquidity. These are what's currently happening in price action right now is not indicative, in my opinion, of a long-term break of resistance. Now, should we close the weekly candle above resistance, if what happens on Sunday is a continuation of this, a slow continuation over the week, a slow continuation of this over the weekend, which again is notorious for a low liquidity and volume. Now, there is something to be said for weekend trading in cryptocurrency. Weekend trading in cryptocurrency is generally more bullish than bearish because retail traders are generally more bullish than bearish overall. And again, retail traders will tend to almost always follow the herd and go with whichever way the current candle is trading. So, for example, you can pretty much figure out which direction retail traders are going to be entering into a position based off the color of the current daily candle. Obviously, the daily candle and honestly, the weekly candle is looking quite good, but we have to take a longer term approach. We have to realize that typically an asset cannot sustain this much aggressive buying without a pullback. And again, I've been looking for Bitcoin to move back to 3,500 for a retest of that area, potentially even lower. Now, depending on what happens around the $3,500 area, seeing as how we've had such an aggressive retest of resistance now, it is a potential that we might not go lower than 3,500. But again, and really, I take time to do all this because this is what people kind of want to hear, but it's not really what you need to hear. What you need to hear is actionable information on how to take a profitable trade. It doesn't matter from a trading perspective if you're in this and you follow this channel and you follow this stream to improve your skill and learn to trade in a profitable situation and profitable scenarios. It would behoove you not to get caught up in the regular troll boxing type of activity that really does happen with cryptocurrency, because individuals are going to take very, it's kind of the same about debating politics or religion. People are going to take emotionally charged situations. They're going to have very polarized, very emotionally charged opinions on which way price is likely to move. You see this in the Forex market, you see this in the asset market, and you see it especially in the cryptocurrency market. So let's see here.
Yeah, what's that called, man? Like the confirmation loop or whatever. Shoot, I can't remember the saying.
Well, there's confirmation. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, not confirmation bias. It's like, the echo chamber.
Yeah, echo chamber type thing.
Yeah.
So yes, in general, I'm still looking for opportunities to reposition my short order. So now let's start zooming down to lower time frames, but let's start off with the weekly here. Let's look and see what the weekly is telling us. On the weekly candle, we actually do have, this is the first week where we do have the purple dot of death on time transformation, which has been a fairly good indicator. If we look at Wadatar, we continue to get ascending bullish volume above the explosion level as well. So for a trending indication, Wadatar gave you the weekly indication to go long on the close of this third weekly candle right here, which would have put you in a long from here. The time transformation would have been trending above the zero line as well. So those are all, if you're looking to use time transformation and Wadatar as a trend following strategy, that is something that you can do as well. Let's see here. So let's just broadly looking, it's not going to be extremely helpful to look at Quadriga, because Quadriga on the weekly is going to give us very high and very significant targets here. Quadriga would actually have you in a long if you had entered on this candle right here, which we talked about was confirmation of the bullish trade. Your stop loss would have been about 30.61, and your first take profit would be 45.94. So I guess the argument here is, are we going to go to 45.94 or 30.61? Now let's go down to the 3-day. What do we see? 3-day is not putting in any bearish divergence like we do see on the daily. The 3-day will be closing. Let's see. So this opened up on the 29th. So the 3-day just opened up today. So we're going to see the resolution of this candle on the 1st of April, actually the close of the 31st, actually the evening of the 31st, and the open of the April 1st candle, which will be interesting to see. So we'll see kind of where those are good metrics that people will trade off of, where the monthly opens, where the monthly closes, where the weekly opens, and where the weekly closes. So your first higher time frame indication for this to break resistance and be out of this longer term horizontal level of resistance would be the 3-day closing above. So you would have your confirmation on Sunday evening with the close of the weekly candle as well. Going down to the 24-hour time frame, we are starting to see, and depending on, because we won't have a confirmation until we get a candle that closes below this level. So we actually do have to top before you can confirm bearish divergence. But we do see potential bearish divergence forming, regular bearish divergence forming on the time transformation on the daily time frame. Regular divergence on the daily time frame with time transformation has had a very good track record of producing profitable movements and significant movements, especially again on the daily time frame. Looking at the Wadatar, we can actually see that compared to the initial breakup, as price was moving down toward our swing low previously right now, our last swing low down around 33.40. If we look at the behavior of the Wadatar explosion indicator, we can actually see just again the same kind of patterns of, in my opinion, the weakening of an uptrend. Because we have significant volume and a significant explosion of volume trading above the volume level right here, giving you indications for strong trending trades. Similarly, right here, when price did initially have that first retest of what was the high of this candle, I believe it was almost 4,200. It was 41.98 here on BTC USDT. It was 41.98, and now we're having that last retest, but on extremely low volume. Now, typically, something that we have said and something that I will notice is. I mean, overall, the volume pattern is just indicative to me of the weakening of an uptrend. Now, that doesn't mean that I will not take the correct trade that's in front of me. Again, somebody brings up a very good point. Bobby Crypto you bring up a very good point. Litecoin almost tripled in price without having a big correction. Why not Bitcoin? Yes, it's absolutely possible. But for me to take that trade, I do need to see this resistance level get closed above convincingly, okay? And then I'm still kind of iffy about it, right? Because I'm really iffy about taking breakout trades, because breakout trades are the territories where whales live in. Any area that gets human beings extremely emotionally excited about going long or short, those are going to be liquidity traps and liquidity pools where price is more often than not likely to turn around, guys. As we've talked about before, if you would have simply shorted Bitcoin from resistance, you would have had a profitable trade every single time. And when you have a structure like that, keep in mind, you're going to short resistance and you're going to long support. And you have to be very tentative about taking breakout trades. That's personally how I trade. That's how we trade here at Kraken Cryptocurrency. Because breakout traders tend to not make it very far in this game. Breakout trading is the least sustainable form and method of trading because, again, you are entering in an area where, yes, could price accelerate if you're right, but price only breaks out one time in a range. And the rest of the time, it rejects from resistance and reverses from support. So, still looking for opportunities to enter into my short, based on the fact that I'm going to be busy this week. And again, because I'm mobile, probably not going to have the ability to put on many new trades myself. So for me, I've made it very simple for myself. Again, you guys know that we trade off the 8-hour time frame here at Kraken Cryptocurrency. Looking at the previous 8-hour time frame, it was starting to look exhausted to me as well, as did the 8-hour Fisher transform. Now, time transformation is still trending pretty high above the zero line. And again, one of the beautiful things about time transformation is that the Fisher transform algorithm really filters out the noise of overbought and oversold conditions. What's going on, man? So we can more easily identify true local highs or true highs and true bottoms. So if we take a look here and see, with the exception of November and December, which is obviously when Bitcoin was extremely overbought relative, because that was the all-time high, we can actually see that the values on the Fisher transform between, I would make a good argument here that between 3.29 and 3.78, so about that 0.50 area is going to be the most significant area. And actually, if you track this back in time, that's when we get the most significant violent moves to the downside. So here we have a 40% movement to the downside. Here, obviously, we have a 25% movement to the downside. We have another movement to the downside here. And what was the last two? So the last two as well, the local tops on the 18th and the local tops on the 18th of February. So 2 months apart, same day. Interesting. So this would have been this scenario, the situation right here. And the last one was obviously the last longer term short that we took on Bitcoin from 41.14. So we traded, the last time that we traded, or excuse me, the last two positions that we took on Bitcoin was the short from 41.14 and then the short from 40.15, which we took 50% of profit on and ended up having to exit the position at 50% at break even. And that's a very good way to trade. There's nothing, you know what? No, I'm not going to do that. You know why? Because we're all in this together. So for anybody who's captured this long movement, congratulations, man. Fantastic. All I can advise you is don't get swept up in the irrationality and the overly bullish sentiment that might cloud your judgment and affect your trading decisions. And it depends on what kind of lifestyle you want to live. If you want to live that lifestyle of, you know, I'm a hodler and I engage in all the memes and, you know, I'm just in this for the fun, blah, 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 win Bitcoin moon. That's all well and good. Those guys are fantastic. I've got a lot of friends like that. But that's different from being a trader. That's different from taking a calm, I don't want to say emotionless because your emotions still play a part of it, but a cold, logical, rational approach to the markets. And you're not allowing your feelings or your love for a coin or your negativity about a project, for example, to influence your trading decisions. Because a lot of people, unfortunately, are overly bullish or overly bearish on a certain project. And so they will allow those emotional decisions to creep, or those emotional feelings to creep into their decision making. So when it affects my trading on BitMEX, which is, again, when it affects my trading on BitMEX, or when it affects my trading on Binance, or as it will soon be affecting my trading on Awanda, I don't allow my personal feelings to allow me to make a decision. So yes, still looking for an opportunity to short the market, especially looking. So the scenario that I can build, the strongest sscenario that I can build for you guys is simply we're at weekly resistance and we have not successfully closed above it. So I'm going to short support, and I'm going to short support. And I'm going to I'm going to short resistance and long support as I have always done. And again, one of the webinars that I just put out for my new course for the premium subscribers that you guys have access to if you're a premium member, one of those lessons that I just did recently was horizontal support and resistance, and how to objectively draw it and its superiority or its strengths, its pros and cons as compared to trend lines and things of that nature, and how you can actually successfully or have a statistical system that is more profitable than not on average, trade horizontal support and resistance. So what would I be looking for to take along? I would be waiting for the weekly candle to close above resistance. I would be waiting for the weekly candle to close above resistance, and ideally on the 8-hour or the 3-hour. I would be comfortable with it on the 3-hour. I would prefer to see it on the 8-hour. So I would be waiting for a break, pullback, continuation trade, a BPC trade as we talk about, where Bitcoin's price actually closes above, where the weekly candle actually closes above resistance and then pulls back and tests it on a lower time frame, and then it continues upwards. You can be more conservative. And wait for, so let's say that the weekly candle, for example, let's say that the weekly candle closes above, and again, the level that it needs to close above, excuse me. Let's get this very accurate so you guys can see. It's 41.56. If the weekly candle closes above 41.56, and then say it actually closes at 41.89. Say it closes at 41.89, and then pulls back and touches the zone of 41.56, or in general that new support resistance flip area, and then continues upwards. That would be an aggressive trade if you enter on the first sign of bullishness or the first sign of extreme buying or the order book becoming more bullish. The more conservative approach would be to wait until price trades above that previous high. P. Escobar, hey, what's going on, man? Dan says, got to be agnostic to the market as a trader. Absolutely. Gypsy Hill says, I guess what I mean is I won to be selling 100% anymore. I get that first part, man. Don't get that second part. Mr. Ether says, 2 whales just sold 8 million contracts. Let's go over here. Let's keep our eye on this. I do want to be watching. Let's go over to BitMEX, and I want to be watching large activity on BitMEX actually. XBT, $26 million in the sell side. So let's go look at that more closely on Cryptometer. And yes, the order book did just flip absolutely bearish. We had a pretty intense period of aggressive buying right here. The natural reaction is obviously going to be a pullback. The order book becoming a little bit bearish right there. And again, let's go look down at significant trades. Here we are on the 29th of March, 12:04 UTC. Let's see here. Did that actually show up? Nope. We had that actually right. No, that would have been much earlier in the day. It is the 30th now, according to on UTC time. So that did not actually come up in the significant trades ticker right here. Interestingly enough, yeah, no significant trades yet. So we had a pretty significant amount of buying. So 25 million in the buy side here at 0024 UTC. Let's go look at the minute chart and see what happened at 0024 UTC. 0024 UTC would have been right here. So this is going to be one of those. This is going to be one of those situations where this would have been a decent, potential decent continuation, but not overall the most profitable one. Eli, I apologize, man. I will get to your RCN, man. I'm sorry. I know you got that in the back of my mind, dude. I want to hook you up, my good friend. Because generally, when you see an uptrend like this, and then you see a pretty significant amount of aggressive buying, it's generally a good place to counter trend trade and set yourself up for a short. BH635. This is cryptometer.io, or Scott. How do you pronounce it, man?
I do believe that that's pronounced cryptometer.
Cryptometer, right? My bad. Oh, what's going on with my phone, dude? It's going crazy. Oh. Let's see here. Hey, Google. Silent mode, please. Google doesn't know I'm streaming.
Gotta train it.
Gotta get her trained, man. Oh, I can set up a routine like, hey, Google, going live.
Right.
Yeah.
Just about to say that. Yeah. Hey, you took the words out of my mouth.
Mr. Whoa. Mr. Ether, you turned 40 on March 31st? So I was asking Scott. Wait a second. I was asking Scott whether I should be paranoid about this or not. But I'm a public figure. Like, my Facebook's out there. I'm on LinkedIn. And that's kind of one of the differences that I've always talked about, with the difference between what we offer as a service and what other people offer. I'm not anonymous. I don't hide behind some line. Like, I'm a trader. You guys see what shy behind the shroud. You guys, see what
Chewbacca mask.
Yeah. Unlike some people, when I'm behind the mask, man. So that is my birthday. My birthday is this Sunday.
Happy birthday! And we're gonna have a real good time because we are throwing him a little birthday bash brat fest tomorrow.
We like brats.
We have beers and brats and yes. How you say that? How you say that in some more where the brats come from country? I don't know. Where's it? It's usually assumed like stereotypically like German.
German, yeah. It's beer and brats.
Yeah, that was a difficult one.
Matt says I activated his Google Home through YouTube.
Damn it. Yeah, our bust,
man. Gypsy L says I'm thinking that the bottom has been reached. I was selling off my day swing trades 100%. I'm thinking after the next pullback, I will start accumulating percentages of good buy spots. So I can tell you my personal strategy because as a trader, I'm mostly focused on the majority of my capital is always going to be in my trading balance. But I do have investment capital. And one good approach is to take a portion of your monthly wins, a portion of your ROI every month, and put that into your long-term holds. Is a good approach that can keep you consistent and profitable and not take away from your trading account. So yeah, pretty significant down movement here from Bitcoin here on the 1 minute chart. Anyways, let's take a look and see if this follows through. We'll go over to the chart and I'll answer the question. So where would I be shorting? What do I need to see? I need to see because I'm going to be traveling and I'm not going to have the ability to sit here and monitor the charts like I normally would. So while I'm away from the office where I'm very comfortable trading, and because I don't, it's kind of difficult to trade my style of trading through the phone. And even though I have access to this, I'm going to be waiting for a 3-hour close below 40.74. That's what I want to see for a significant level.
Right there, like hedging your risk, type thing.
Right.
It's like, oh, I know what my life is doing right now, so I'm going to set it up properly, even though you should have access to that the whole time.
Oh, I can do it if I want to. I can trade through the API.
I can throw you my laptop, but it just makes sense to cover your arse and have that kind of configured ahead of time.
Yeah, for sure, man. So I would like to see a 3-hour candle close below 40.74. As long as we're above 40.74, I would still be tentatively. I would not be looking for that quick reversal at this point in time. But any closure below 40.74, I think, is going to lead us back down eventually to that target of 3,500. If I do see some significant buying or some significant, to me, overselling at 3,500, I will probably be longing fairly bigly. That's kind of the only word that I have for it. I'll probably be longing fairly bigly around 3,500. But fairly agnostic about this recent test. I mean, listen, it's wonderful, it's great. It's not the pump we deserved, but it's kind of the pump we needed, I guess. So, very good scenario for the bulls. I would be very, very cautious if you were trying to long from the situation. Again, I think
you're late on the long.
Yeah, I think you're quite late on the long.
Which you wouldn't want to grab if you were feeling very believey.
Wendy says, "I got you on the Xbox on the big screen. You are a funny looking guy."
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Wendy. I appreciate that. I do my best.
I take uniqueness as a compliment.
She says, "Thank you for all your knowledge and experience. It is a big help to all us noobs." Well, I'm just glad. I'm glad you guys are here and watching, man. Do I think the bottom has been reached? Okay. So let me.
Which bottom?
Let's put on two different hats here. So the first hat is going to be me, Trader Justin. Doesn't matter. I guess for me as a trader, doesn't really matter. If we go lower, I continue to short. If it is the bottom, then we'll know because we'll never go back to that area. But putting on my tinfoil hat, Bitcoiny,
yes.
Bitcoiny, like meme, troll,
That's
Twitter.
Streaming, I'll probably need to configure a tinfoil hat.
Configure the tinfoil hat settings.
Need to.
Actually, no, that'd be really good if we can set up a scene that's like
into the tinfoil hat zone.
Right. What was I going to say? To be quite honest, like the more as long as if we put in that nice bullish reaction from 3,500, 36.52, but 3,500 would be better. Then yeah, I would be pretty confident. Again, like I said, I'll be longing fairly bigly around that area as long as price puts in the nice bullish reaction that I need to see. Ryan says, was that a Dark Knight reference? Yes, it was.
Nice.
Mr. Ether says, or you could be early on the long as well. No comments on us sharing the same birthday, man. Boo.
What?
Shady business, dude.
Shady business.
Shady business.
I wish I shared your birthday.
Man.
Hey, reminder to talk about them, the new spreadsheet layouts. Eventually.
Maybe hold on that because I'll like close the open like.
Oh, is that supposed to be like super secret? Is that super secret?
That's super secret.
I think we're good.
Current results.
Yeah.
What about the random opening of new pages?
Yeah, we're good.
All right,
That's
good.
only when you do too much, and we're fixing that.
All right, sounds good. Ron Legato, man, thanks so much for the $10 donation. my
Mr.
good friend.
Ron.
Hope you're doing awesome, man. Wherever you're tuning in from, dude. Okay, so we've kind of talked about what we want to see. Obviously, seeing a short-term pullback. Again, you want to be careful, jumping into the short because again, we. Mr. Ether says that scared me. I was trying to scare you.
Wait, which one?
I don't know how I scared you. I'm not a massively intimidating guy, man.
Yeah, I thought I was scary with the Wookiee mask.
Alexis Kiwi. That's probably the 7th time they have asked about that. Well, check it out, man. Not sure if the birthday thing is a good or a bad omen. It's a good omen, man.
It's a good omen. What? How could you be conflicted on that?
Man, like we're here. We're you and I. We're relatively young. We've got a lot of time ahead of us, dude. And the markets are looking frothy, dude.
I mean, call me crazy, but if you don't know if it's good or bad, why don't we just assume it's good?
It's a good thing. All right, so we're gonna take a look at RLC and BAT. But
Oh, dude, that blew up, man.
We
You're late.
will glance briefly at BAT. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Good thing we got a nice.
That's the day. That's the day chart.
Same birthday is what. Same birthday is what scared me. I see what you're saying.
Okay.
We'll look at BAT, Alexis, for sure. We do need to look at RLC first. Whoa, reload. So I'm gonna have to switch over from main Scott to main diversified. There we go. Okay, so those are my general opinions on Bitcoin. Those are the only settings those are the only setups that I look at. If the weekly closes above resistance, closes above 41.56, I'll look for a pullback to go long.
Nice.
That yelling is not helpful when it comes to having to fumble around with the volume. I apologize. I didn't think I was yelling that.
That's probably me. I yell a lot.
That's Scott.
Yep.
Direct all death threats to at Scott Lanto.
I'm a very loud person, and I have a problem controlling the volume of my voice.
Yeah. Mr. Ether says, I just say that our birthday month. Yeah, I must say that our birthday month has been good for our portfolio. Yeah, it's been a fantastic month, dude.
Dude, it has.
It's been a very, very good month.
2019 March, man, doing good. What's the results look like?
Yeah, I had those pulled up over here.
How could you pull up the results, Justin?
Oh, okay, good. That's a good segue.
That's a good segue right there.
So that is a good segue. So if you guys, this is something that Scott and another dev of ours has been working on pretty hardcore lately, and they've got it just about as sweet pimped out as you could possibly imagine. So, one of Scott's friends and a new member of the team, he's a wizard when it comes to Google code, the Google Spreadsheets code. So they've taken it upon themselves to. For those of you guys who are members in the group, and obviously for you guys who are following, you guys know that we have all our results that are tracked live in the Google Docs. So now, if you guys are curious about what positions we've just closed or what we've been trading recently, you guys can go to currentresults.crackingcryptocurrency.com and hit enter with force. You got to hit it. You got to hit it with authority. You have to hit it
just like the like button.
Quite firmly. Yes.
Smash it that like.
You have to hit it firmly. Yes. And you guys can see our results for week 4. Our results for the month. Something's wrong. There is an error here. So after we just talked about how awesome and amazing this is.
Is it broken?
We're definitely not down 225% in week 4.
Okay, that's fixable.
We're actually. Hold on. Maybe I can fix this here real quick.
You gotta fix it on the master sheet.
61. Oh, duh. Okay. Is there something way down here that's like super screwy? Anyways, so with the exception of that, with the exception of
minor detail,
with the exception of that, week or February, or excuse me, March has been very, very good to us. So this is what if you guys are ever curious or looking for our setups, and honestly, this is Wendy says, "Quit shilling me. Know your guts." This is, but for real, this is
It's all
helpful.
about transparency.
I'll tell you guys, an actual useful tip and trick. So if you're looking to see the kind of setups that we take, and again, keep watching the stream because I always try to drop tips.
Don't stop watching us.
Tips and experience.
Don't stop watching.
Tips and experience from things that I've learned. But one thing that you can pick up is if you go and look at like what our entry prices were on the dates, you guys can look for the settings or the setups that we look for. Ash Badger says, "Dude, does your friend have ADD?"
Horde killer.
Yeah, he's quite an excitable person, but he's one of the best people to know in the world.
Why, thank you. Why, thank you.
Okay, so there's that. So if you guys ever want to see that, currentresults.krakencryptocurrency.com. Neil B, with my tinfoil hat on, do I think Bitcoin goes below 3K? At this point in time, no. At this point in time, no. I would think that reality is dwindling further and further and further the longer that price action continues to trade in this pattern.
Oh, one of them's just not percents, bro. The calculation's correct, but the box was not a percent.
Sean says, I have ADHD and I can hear it without looking. I can tell a fellow brethren.
Right.
All right. So let's go ahead and just check in here with how that price is corresponding to the price of Bitcoin on BitMEX, trading the perpetual swap. We have that same, let's actually zoom out here to the weekly. The levels are a little bit different if we go in here. So we actually do have that higher level of resistance actually being traded above currently that we're in. We're not really in the resistance zone. And that's why if you're looking at BitMEX, you do want to be a little bit cautious. So what that is telling you is that the futures market is overly bullish. Again, there was a comment earlier that said there's no aggressive buying on Bitcoin. That's the only way the market moves up. Is aggressive buying. Market buying is the only thing that moves the market limit orders. Right. And market orders by definition are aggressive. Especially when you're seeing a vast majority. So Bitcoin's price is moving 3.78% on the weekly candle, which relative to recent price action is actually quite significant when you're looking at this very weak uptrend of low volatility. So not volatility, excuse me, low momentum. So the candles have been going up, have been growing slowly. So there's low momentum. There's not a lot of momentum in the market. So when you're at the top of an uptrend and at resistance and you see an explosion, not an explosion to be quite honest, but a significantly higher amount of momentum in the candle's open to close difference, then
spreadsheet fixed.
Then that's some significant aggressive buying. And let's give it the it didn't push through, but I'll give it the refresh because perhaps I'm looking at this through Netscape Navigator.
Not Netscape.
Not Netscape.
Dude, those Macs. Dude, I fired the old Mac up there, out front. Netscape with browser history.
It's still messed up.
Aw, lame sauce.
E for effort, though.
Well, let's just, let's force a script update.
Let's do that.
Let's force a script update.
JT says, Scott's awesome, but please stop screaming.
Just stop talking.
No, don't stop talking. Stop talking with an elevated level of volume.
That's the only way I talk.
Okay. Let's go down to the 8-hour, and we're going to get to Ethereum here in just a second. So yes, price trading above the weekly level of resistance.
Son of a biscuit.
I still broke.
Okay, never mind. Go on.
So price trading above that weekly level of resistance on BitMEX. So again, the only thing that we can deduce from this is that the Wendy says it's Friday, friggin' scream, especially with such a green day. And that's a good thing. What's nice about Ed says, holy shit, what is your boy smoking in the background? He has more energy than my 5-year-old. Well, we don't use substances here at Kraken Cryptocurrency, except for vapes, so.
Dude, no joke. I couldn't tell you how many times my boss asked me if I did crack cocaine. And I was like, no, sir, I just wake up and I'm totally like this.
Totally
I'm so sorry.
Wendy, by the way, you've been here for quite a while. You've been a supporter of the show. You get the wrench. K7, you're already wrenched up, man. I was just looking to see if there's anybody else that I needed to wrench.
Wrench-worthy?
Ron Legato is definitely wrench-worthy.
Let's ask people to go upvote us on topg.org.
Topg.org?
topg.crackingcryptocurrency.com.
Yeah, if you guys want to throw us a little bit of support and push our Discord server up in the rankings, you guys can go over to, what is that?
Topg.crackingcryptocurrency.com.
How
I want to be on the top 100.
do they upvote us here?
It's like vote for us. Right under the...
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
I'm not a robot.
Are you sure? Can I make it wrong?
Boom. Sweet. Cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. Crypto King, what's going on, man?
Hey, look, I know those guys. MMO Pro.
Oh, yeah, we do know these guys.
They're one of our partners in crypto.
Top of the list, man.
Did you get all those giveaways?
You know, I did want to talk about that because somebody asked who won the giveaway, and it's right here. You just go to freemmo.crackingcryptocurrency.com and you can see the 5 winners. We've sent emails out to all the 5 winners, so congratulations for participating, man.
Mr. Edward, this guy's killing it.
Yeah, Edward's killing it, dude. You've won like
all of them.
All of them. Like literally.
Well, not the T-shirt one. I
not
guess.
the T-shirt.
Yeah.
He's won literally every giveaway that we've done.
Yeah.
So congratulations to him, man. Yeah, we sent emails to everybody that won. What's the time frame for them to have to respond before we select another
14
winner?
days.
14 days. So if you guys don't get back to us within 14 days, we are going to have to pick another winner. We had to do that with the X42 giveaway when we gave away 5,000 X42.
Masternode worthy.
So enough to run your own X42 masternode. The fifth winner did not respond in time, so we had to pick a separate winner, and that was actually a little bit of a journey in and of itself. But
dude, this is way better helping you finish your sentence in real life than me screaming at the screen wanting to help you finish your sentence, but not having the ability to.
Because if you text me, it's
just not gonna work. I'm gonna be like 4 minutes behind.
Ed says I'm working on winning a T-shirt.
Nice. Dude, I want to throw one of those out probably before we do another partner giveaway.
Yeah, we should give away some
another merch one.
That's probably a good idea. Maybe we can set that up for like tomorrow.
Let's do a Twitter vote, man, and see what you guys want to win. Hat, coffee mug, T-shirt.
That's a good idea. You want to post it and I can drop the link in the chat?
I can make that happen.
Sounds good. Well, Ed, you're going to have your chance, man, because we're going to give away some Cracking Cryptocurrency merch before the end of the stream, man. Just in honor of the brand new computer.
Oh, dude, skip it. Let's just do it right now. Okay. What do you want to win? A T-shirt?
Well, put the Twitter poll up there.
Oh, what to win?
Yeah. Oh. So if you guys want to vote for what to win, we'll do the giveaway for whatever you guys want to win.
Pick an item out on the merch shop.
Norbert Chong says, we are going to the moon. Voted I see MMO is number 1, Mr. Ether says.
Ooh, son of a biscuit.
Sermando says that's a sick
pumpkins,
Thanks, man.
825.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I told the girl to get there, though, hold it down, maybe order some food for us.
Yeah, we got to go in
I'm going to touch base with her.
We got to go in like 10 minutes because we got dinner reservations.
We got like dinner date plans. Yeah, we're going to like eat some food.
Okay, so let's
try to drink the beer, though, honestly.
Let's look at Ethereum, and then we'll look at RLC and BAT real soon, man. Looking at Ethereum, here's Ethereum USDT. Don't mind the brief segue into invalidation of Elliott wave analysis. Anyways, so we're
Tell me about Wyckoff, though.
Tell me about that. Oh, that's how I started trading, man. Or that's again the only like long-term theory that I really believe in is Wyckoff accumulation and distribution theory. So, anyways, kind of the same tale here on Ethereum. We're coming up to that level that we were actually talking about for quite a long time, that previous level of aggressive initiation of that last upthrust before the rejection. That's a very important point, dude. This is a very significant volume node. This is a high volume node. Mr. Ether says, just give me the merch and go, man.
High volume nerd.
Yeah, it's a high volume.
I'm a high volume nerd.
He is a high volume nerd. So we had a pretty steep, aggressive amount of buying. So there's a lot of trap buyers that bought into this consolidation period that either did not exit their positions or really got wrecked. So any individuals that bought at this area and have been underwater since will be using this opportunity to sell. We'll be looking to sell at break even. So again, we're just coming up to resistance, guys. This is the original level where I talked about where I wanted to short from the first place. 146 to 148 was the setup. And realistically, the proper setup here, looking at the 8-hour time frame, would be giving us a short stop loss of, at this current level, is 148.32. Although I'm not comfortable with that because of the low liquidity of the ATR. So let's look for if we were going to be entering to a short.
Mr. Vondos, peace out.
Later, bro. Good to see you, man. Thanks, man.
Thanks for holding the shop down.
Thanks for holding the shop down.
No problem, man.
On the daily time frame, it actually gives us a stop of 153. So I would be waiting again, kind of the same level that I'd be looking for here. I would be looking for a close aggressively. I would be looking for a close below this most recent level of consolidation, so 137.60, or I'd be looking for a close below 133, 134. That would be the levels that I'd want to see before I see price retreat to where I do think we're going to go, which is 118, 115. Ron says, I'm a professional. Don't try to wrench it home. K7, you've asked me that question before. When looking at the total crypto market cap chart on the weekly time frame, do you see a correlation of the market structure between February to today and late March 2017? Let's go look, man. And then I want to look at RLC and then I want to look at BAT. We'll look at RLC and BAT before we get done, and then we'll post kind of that Twitter chart thing. So we're talking about Gypsy Hill says, I'm waiting. I feel like on a long enough scale, it's safer than FOMOing into Rexville. Yeah, I completely agree with you, man. Oh, I got a new laptop too. This thing's pretty sweet.
Oh, that thing is so nice too, bro.
It's nice.
Dude, that's NVMe.M.2 as well.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That thing is super fast. 15.6-inch touchscreen, backlit keyboard, number keypad, i7, 7th gen i7. It's like the new slim, sexy NV looking like a thing.
It is slim and sexy.
And your laptop bag is just so fashion forward.
It's just so excellent.
It looks so pretty.
Ian Moody, do I recommend new traders start in traditional markets before trading crypto? No, absolutely not. Actually, the reverse, the complete opposite. You're going to pay almost no commission. You're going to pay very low spreads in cryptocurrency. The markets are extremely efficient. The market makers are extremely efficient in cryptocurrency. Actually, it's actually quite a efficient, mature market. So the question was, in asset trading, you have to have a completely different strategy. Same with Forex. You have to trade crypto a certain way, Forex a certain way, and traditional equities a certain way, or options. If you want to trade options, that's completely different as well. But no, I would not recommend that individuals start with trading traditional markets. I would recommend that you probably start trading crypto on the... Crypto is where I would recommend all people to start trading because you can be in and out of positions. You're going to pay very low commissions. You have a lot of selection. You have a lot of options. The exchanges are very simple. You can trade anonymously if you want. There are so many benefits to trading cryptocurrency, especially if you're long-term bullish in cryptocurrency. If you're not, then just trade with smaller capitals and maybe look into Forex. So the question was, do I see a correlation of the market structure between February to today? So February to today, so beginning here, so looking at the section right here, and late March 2017.
Okay, tweet made.
Okay, let me look at this and then I'll...
Drop the link in the chat, everybody. It's a 5-minute poll, so y'all better get on it quick. It's a quick flash giveaway. But you got to pick in 5 minutes what you want to win, and then how do we do it? You want to do like random comment? Or like just pick who's live with us right now?
I wonder if there's a way to, like,
5 minutes on the poll, everybody, though. Go to the poll, pick a hat, coffee mug, or t-shirt. What do y'all feel like winning?
Yeah, guys, so click on that link that Scott just dropped in the chat, and just like he said, man, that's a 5-minute flash poll, and that's the item that we'll put up for the giveaway. So there's that psycho mouse going crazy again. It just like randomly like mega scrolls. It like just goes parabolic on me.
That thing has been acting a little goofy on me, bro.
So looking at late March 2017. No, I don't think. I mean, just to be honest with you, I don't think that this. I mean, so let's look. I mean, let's just talk about the structure of these candles. We have a hanging man candle, so we have a long doji to the downside. We have a spinning top doji. We have a regular doji, and then we have a bullish engulfing candle. So the first weekly candle that opens in March, and then before that we have 3 white soldiers. So we have 3 white soldiers, 3 indecision weeks. So we have a hanging man candle at the top of an uptrend, and then we have 3 weeks of downside following that, and we actually have a significant steep move down here. So if you're comparing, actually, I would say that. January to February, if you want to make that comparison, looks a little bit more likely. Even though, I mean, because here you kind of have your bottom and then you kind of have that slow ascension. And then what do you get? You get a steep dive down before continuation. A steep dive down before continuation. So again, so we have 3 white soldiers. We have a hanging man doji. We have a spinning top doji, and then a regular doji, and then a spinning top doji, and then a bullish engulfing candle. So let's move over here. What do we see here? On the weekly time frame, yeah, I mean we don't have 3 white soldiers. We just have we have a spinning top doji. We have an inverted hammer. We have another doji. We have just overall just weak volumes. And now we're looking for a bullish engulfing candle. Yeah, no, I don't see the correlation, man. I think the candlestick pattern and the structure looks different. But if we were making that correlation, then that argument would fit nicely with. So we're looking at this. I would say that what would fit my argument, my bias would be this candle right here, or these 3 weeks of indecision and downtrend. So after a little bit of 3 weeks of significant bearishness, we go on a nice little tear from January 2017 to March 2017, and then put in 3 week weeks of indecision and general downtrend with a significant sharp stab down, similar to what I'm looking for here. The mug makes you 80% more attractive to the opposite sex, not something I want. It's the sex of your choice, man. It's the sex of your choice. You should have just said, in general, makes you 80% attractive, more attractive.
That's what you say. I don't say that.
And it will improve the efficacy of your trading by 75%.
Yeah, don't forget that one. Don't forget that one.
It will improve the efficacy of your trading by 75%.
We gotta get those features added.
Yeah. The buttons on the back of the coffee mug.
Oh yeah.
So, all right, let's look at RLC BTC.
Just don't click the ludicrous mode.
Oh, sorry. So this is actually my BTC setup. So I need to go adjust this, or I'm not going to know. I'm just not going to have any frame of reference. So if I had to jump out on a limb and take a trade not in the correct area where I want to take a trade, I would say that this, again, I can't say I'm not indecisive. I feel good about shorting from this area. You just have to be careful about where you manage your risk, because if Bitcoin goes, full on cryptocurrency and does break above resistance and starts moving fairly significantly, fairly high, which I don't think is likely to happen. I think that's the least likely thing to happen. Again, looking for opportunities to short the market. But you do want to not be so aggressive in your bearish bias that you're going to hold on to a short into oblivion. So don't do that. But if you are a little bit more aggressive than I am, this would be, in my opinion, a good entry point. I will wait for the confirmed close below 4074, and then I will look to take price down to 3500. And on the BitMEX chart, that's going to be 4049. Then I'll be looking to take price down to 3650, 3500. Is where I'll be waiting for bullish confirmation. So looking at RLC BTC for Eli. Sorry, man, you had to wait so long, bro. RLC BTC, and we're going to start off on the weekly time frame. So looking at the weekly, okay, so the last time we looked at this, we talked about the potential trade setups. We talked about entry here in this green zone, stop loss right here, and R3 take profit targets. All have been hit. Actually, you would have had a nice winter ride on this last nice bullish pump here, where you would have captured potentially an extra 50, almost 60%. So really good trade, really good setup, man. I believe, I'm not sure who it was that requested that. I'm going to assume that maybe it was you. I should probably keep notes of who does these requests. But let's just look at where price is going now. Price consolidating at a higher price level without significant resistance to the downside, putting in less bullishness, and we did get a confirmed weekly crossover right here on time transformation. So not an asset I would be interested in trading. I would be looking for a more healthy pullback, potentially back to our first, in the realm of our first take profit target area here around like 90.80, 90.90. To potentially establish this as support. If we close the weekly below that level, I would not consider this to hold as support. I'd actually be looking for a retest either of our original stop loss area, which would be back near 75, the 7,500, 7,600 area, or potentially back down into our accumulation zone down here. But this actually doesn't, just from a candlestick analysis, this doesn't look too bad, man. Holding this consolidation at a higher price target, do I think this is the time where we go full on? I want to say inappropriate words, and I'm trying to hold myself back.
Good word.
Full on, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I commend you.
JT says not sack riding, but feels more fun than usual with your homie chatting with you. Much love from Chi-Town, man. Hey, you're right next to us, dude.
Next door, man.
We're coming live from Rockford, dude. So yeah, I love hanging out with Scott, man. He's my guy.
Plus, he keeps your beer filled.
Thank you. Highly appreciate it. Again, I do kind of like the consolidation at a higher level in general. I don't think looking at time transformation and Wadatar is giving you the go ahead for the trending trade. Do we have strong indications of a reversal? Yes, because of time transformation, putting in that higher time frame pullback. Going down to the 3-day, let's see what we have here. Do we see any kind of bullish or bearish divergence? Potentially, yes. If we look closely here at time transformation, we're actually going to be putting in. We actually did put in, if this 3-day confirms, which we'll have confirmation of on the weekly close on Sunday, we will have bearish divergence on the 3-day, confirmed regular bearish divergence on RLC. Yeah, so broadly, again, look, where's the first area to look for a pullback? The first aggressive area we could look for is that 9,000 area, and then maybe 8175. But most likely, if we do go below that level, I do see a retest of that $7,600 area. Let's go to the daily, see if we can come up with anything shorter term. Yeah, we're already making a lower high, so a swing failure pattern is evident. So anything going below 95 now on the daily would confirm that swing failure movement. And would be putting us down in this territory again. The first area we could probably turn around, as I said, is going to be that 75 area, but we'll see, man. We'll see. Not a trade I would want to take right now. Let's actually go over to Cryptometer and see if we get any information about RLC from Cryptometer. 18 Mile Creek, what's going on, man?
You say Cryptometer.
I did say Cryptometer because maybe that's the right way to pronounce it, man. I like other people to be right. It's fun when everybody gets a chance to be right. Sorry, guys, I got something in my eye. That thing's happening again.
Your piece of lint and your peaceful eye.
Sorry, that thing happens. I get dry eyes, man. Looking at RLC. I need some Visine. Letting the order book load here real quick. Sometimes it loads slowly. Sorry, guys. All right, so the order book on RLC is pretty bearish. 60.27% of market participants are trying to sell. Only 40% are trying to buy. 9.39 Bitcoin in the buy side, 15.88 in the short side. Jeez, man, my eye is killing me, dude. Sorry, guys. This is dedication. What's our highest buy right here? We've got about 2,190 in the highest bid. That just dropped off, getting spoofed out. 1,000 in the highest sell. I would say that the higher buys are most likely the spoofs right now. This looks pretty bearish to me. This looks pretty bearish overall. Mr. Ether says, it's pretty cool with Scott as long as he keeps from getting loud. Just a thought. My eye is dying.
Do you have some water?
What, like to drop in my eye?
Right.
You got Visine?
No. Otherwise I would have offered that.
Sorry. I'll just suck it up.
Okay.
It'll go away.
Let me know when you want the water.
Yeah. Let me know when you want the water. Let me know when you fucking go ahead and just...
Let me know when you capitulate.
Yeah. Mr. Ether says, yawn and my eyes will water. I don't know if I can make myself... That helped a little bit. Okay, let's... Yeah, so there's RLC, bro. Thank you so much, Eli, for the $5, man. You're one of the good ones, man. We'll look at BAT. Been bullish on BAT for quite a while. It looks good. Let's look at this on the weekly. So just an area where I would be looking to be cautious, man. But again, you never want to be the fool that's calling the top in a bull market. You never want to be the fool that's calling the bottom in a bear market. You do want to look for, especially when price enters into a strong trend. Now, having said that, I would say that this is.
I'm dead serious. You just like finger drop it right in the eye.
It's feeling good now. Mr. Ether taught me some of that. Twitter magic.
Oh yeah, what happened with the poll?
Oh yeah, what happened with the poll, man?
Oh yeah, ADD. Whoop, squirrel.
Where do I go in this? minutes. I think I go.
Okay. Shirt's winning 50%. 54 minutes left. What?
Did you set it for an hour, not 5 minutes?
Hour?
It was not a flash poll. Well, we'll let this thing ride overnight. Is what we'll do. We'll let this ride overnight, and
52 minutes left.
Yeah, we'll let this ride overnight, and then we'll do the giveaway tomorrow night.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. JT says, how much significance do we put into that purple dot of death? I put a lot of significance into it. This is the indicator that I've designed, and it's fairly accurate, man. If we go back and look at the, let's bring this bad boy up, just about on any time frame you want to look at. Let's look at a higher time frame, especially. So where do we get? We got it on the weekly. We've only ever gotten on Tether one purple dot of death, and that was well before. That would have not served us well. But let's go back and look when that was. That's when any traditional oscillator would have been telling us the price was getting overbought. So you got that. You got the first purple dot of death on this weekly candle right here. Now that would have been flashing purple as you entered into that candle, and you actually did. Have on that week about 12% of downside. So it alerted you early to that. The next purple dot of death would have been on this candle right here, this bullish candle right here. And what happened following that? You had a 20% to the downside candle. And then here on the weekly Tether time transformation called the top by giving you a confirmed bearish cross under in overbought territory. That's a confirmed sell signal. So we've only had two of these: confirmed sell, confirmed buy. Sean Pond says, I have a good friend who can't control his volume either. It's literally impossible. He will yell no matter how many times he's told. It's like,
couldn't tell you how many times I've been told that.
Is your friend Scott? Now, in the short term, this is an area where I would be a little hesitant. Again, any areas where you're going to get a lot of traders excited and interested in buying on buying a breakout, you're entering into pools of liquidity or liquidity zones where you're going to have supply and demand runs. And basically, that's what we've seen over the course of the week. After peaking from the high, we're already down 11%. I think that's actually happening fairly recently. Let's go auto this bad boy up. Yeah, that's actually happening fairly recently. Just in the last
time check.
Just in the last few hours. Yeah, down about 11% from that ATH right there, getting sold into pretty significantly. So this would be something that I would be looking to buy dips. You definitely assume that my green candle can repaint. No.
Doesn't TT repaint?
Not until. Well, yeah, if the candle is open, it will repaint on open candles. It won't repaint on closed candles. So that's the only way, and I designed it that way so that you will get that early indication, so that the candle will flash without the necessity for you to wait until closing price. So depending on whether you want to be aggressive or conservative, you can see where that first example of the purple dot of death on the weekly time frame, the first one would have given you good indication because it repainted to take the sell signal. But the close of the next purple dot actually would have been better for you if you were being conservative, because that candle closed bullish. The next purple dot of death, that candle closed bullish, and then you had a 20% pretty huge, significant death dildo, man. Sean says, I remember as a kid, he would wake my father up all the time. We had to basically keep him outside. JT says, thanks for the clarification. Digging your channel more every day. Keep up the good work, man. Go get your grub. Thank you so much, JT. Yeah, we got to get out of here. 8:45 time check. So, guys, go check out that. Yep, that's exactly what I was speaking of to, Mr. Ether. No, dude, Scott. Not saying to put Scott outside or anything. I would never tell Scott to get outside.
I got lucky, and my mom was also loud, so like she always had my back.
Yeah, for sure, man.
And then we would go outside.
Digi, what's going on, man? Spectre Security Coin in the house, man. Joining the party late, dude. We're just about to go, dude. But yeah, did you check out the new box, dude? That's the new streaming rig that Scott made up for us. It's got Scott. Give that rundown again.
All right, we got a i7 8th Gen 8700K. We've got the Cooler Master Woo CPU cooler. Got a RTX 2060. Got 32 gig DDR4 RAM. The Asus Maximus 11 with Wi-Fi motherboard. Did the Evo 970 NVMe drive, M.2, and I think that's it. Corsair gold rated 850 watt. Super sweet, man. Blazing. And the Nintendo.
And the Nintendo 64. Classic, guys.
I can't throw that in, though. That has to stay here, bro.
Anybody who wants to go have a go at Perfect Dark, I'll take you guys on.
And anybody that is in the Rockford area, hit us up for your custom build as well. RevivalTechRepair.com.
Definitely. Would not have said it better. Wi-Fi makes it go faster. Hell yeah.
Right? Like.
All right, let's get through the. Let's check these comments. We're going to check in with another quick update here on Bitcoin, guys, before we go. 15-minute sell signal on time transformation. These have been pretty good. We see the last one right here. Moving to the downside, we had about. Of course, you can't measure average volatility. You have to look at Quadriga for that. So let's actually look at Quadriga. Geez, there's that wild. There's that. It's just going full on. Anyways. Short stop loss here on this close of this candle, 41.42. You would have been good, and your first take profit would have been 41.37. Let's see, where did this candle close? This candle. Oh, sorry, that's a long. We're looking for shorts. Short take profit would be 41.19. You would have just hit your first take profit off that short, so very good system right there. SSD, Scott. Oh, there you go. He answered it. Yeah.
Boop, boop.
Yeah, stupid fast, man. And installed Windows in...
Dude, I swear to God, it was less than a minute. I can't wait to look back at the video I took of it, but I swear to God, it installed Windows in less than a minute.
It was less than 2 minutes.
And also on top of that, though, that was using a USB stick that was a 3.0 in the 3.0 USB-A slot.
You mean 3.1?
3.1, yeah.
3.1,
3.1.
Yeah.
USB 3.1, stupid fast. NVMe, stupid fast.
Stupid fast.
Equals stupid fast.
Let's see here. Ed McCracken says, what's a good entry point for BAT at this point in time? Let's go to BAT and see on the weekly time frame where I would become an interested buyer.
Man.
I got to see this thing shake out. From a support and resistance level. Well, let's go to the weeklies and let's throw on EMAs because that's really all we have now, dude. Nothing super close to us. Ichimokus are going to be further away. The closest thing that we have to us on the weekly time frame is going to be the Tenkan-san on the Ichimoku, which would be the first bullish area of retest. It's coming in around 52.97. That's a pretty significant full retrace of this candle, which is not really what you want to see.
Dude, this thing's blasted through. You're sitting on your hands on that.
Yeah. I think that whenever you see something like this, you just hold on to your position and wait until you get a very, very, very bearish candle pattern on the daily time frame, for example.
It's creating a new volume node too, man.
So here on the daily time frame, if this candle closes bearish, you are going to get the if this candle closes like this and continues to the downside, you are getting the daily sell signal on time transformation.
Can you short that? Because that's what I do.
No, I don't like to short bet on Finex because I don't trade and I've never traded on Finex. But yeah, this is just a local blow off top. Let's look for a nice healthy pullback. I would become an interested buyer aggressively on the retest of the 8 daily and more aggressively on the retest of the 21 daily. So that's going to be putting us around 59.68 initially and then 53.57. So that seems to be a good pocket. Failing all that, then 46.57 is going to be holding the daily momentum. We don't want to go below 46.57 because then we'll lose the daily momentum. So there you go. There's that. There you can see right there. Let's see here. Gypsy Hill says, how does one get this time transform? All subscribers to the premium trading group of Cracking Cryptocurrency get access to time transformation, Quadriga ATR, all my premium webinars, access to our private Discord, access to our premium resources database. Mr. Ether says, I am signing up for premium. We've been waiting for you, man. We've been waiting for you, dude. Welcome to the community, man.
Dude, so been waiting, man.
Awesome. Sean Pond says, I'm going to shill Cracking Crypto because they're going to moon.
Bro, I'm telling you. I'm a little biased, but, I see us going places.
Mr. Ether says, I guess you won't need that computer I promised after this bull run. It looks like I might not, but by the time the bull run's over, hopefully by the time the next bull run's over, then this is going to be like arcane technology. Because we're looking for a nice sustained movement, guys. We're looking for nice sustained profitability, man. Digi says, one day I'll have my own picture on the trading group wall. Yeah, that's when we get that's something that we should do. That's something that we should do, man, for sure.
Write that down.
Sean says, yes, I want more access, but I don't understand enough to keep up. No, you're good, man. That's what the group's for, dude.
Yeah, the group is to explain how things work for you, man.
All right, so we got a jet, dude.
We got a jet.
All right, guys. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time.
Spending
your evening with us. We will be back tomorrow.
We'll do regular time, right?
Regular time,
I mean,
5 to 7.
All day.
We're going to be here all day. So we're going to do 5 to 7 p.m. tomorrow. We might pop on earlier for a good stream if it becomes a little bit more exciting.
It's also just more fun with me around. So, like, let's do like 5 hours.
Let's do like a 5-hour stream. Let's do 5 hour of power. Mostly probably at that point just trading through Binance because, again, we've talked about, like where we live and localities and everything. So there's dangers in streaming certain things, blah, 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 blah.
Danger.
Ron says, I like that Scott's on. Gives me context when my brain reads his posts on chat Discord. Yeah, that's true, man.
Right,
yeah,
dude.
A lot of people think that I, it's a team, man.
Yeah, people think I'm wacko, but it just turns out I am wacko.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
So, all right, guys. You guys have been fantastic. Thank you so much for all your support. Appreciate it if you kick up the old likes, guys. We do appreciate the support and love, guys.
Smash it a like.
We will be here tomorrow, guys. Make sure that you go check out Twitter. What is it? tw.krakencryptocurrency.com?
Most def.
tw.krakencryptocurrency.com. Make sure to vote in the latest poll. If you guys want to know, if you guys want to catch some free merch, we'll be giving away a piece of merch tonight.
Tomorrow? Tonight? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
We'll do it on the live tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll do it on the live tomorrow.
Or random? I don't know. We'll do it somehow.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Somebody will get something at some time.
Litecoin, yes. That is a directional position for me. So, and that's, again, so those of you guys who are premium members know exactly what I'm talking about. Just be careful, guys, and do your best out there. As always, trade safely, guys. If you guys have any questions, comments, sarcastic remarks, opinions, or death threats, please leave them in the comment section down below. Now, if you just wait a couple minutes after the video ends, you can't post a comment.
Question of the day, last question?
Question of the day, last question. Question of the day, last question.
Pick a tipper.
We do have to...
Yesterday's?
Oh, yeah, we got to pick a tipper, man. Let's do that real quick. Who's
trying to get tipped?
As always, we will pick a random commenter from yesterday's video.
This is so better when it's in real time.
As always, we will pick a random commenter from yesterday's video.
Or almost always. I can't guarantee this.
And we will go to random.
I never talk in absolutes. It's like something. I don't like being a liar.
I don't think this is not normally the one I use, but whatever. I'll use this one. All right. Yeah, thank you. Yes, I understand you use cookies. And start. And ding, 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 ding. Bitcoin Millionaire. Hey, Bitcoin Millionaire, if you're watching or if you watch this show tomorrow, I don't know what your Discord handle is, but DM me in the Discord and I will tip you some crypto, man.
Big winner.
Via PandaBot.
Big winner.
Spectre says, if I don't make 400 in BTC this week, the new computer sleeps with the fishies.
No! Pulling the guns out. People didn't think you could go faster. You in hyperlapse is hilarious.
I bet, yeah. All right, so guys, go check out that Twitter poll, man, and we'll give away some merch tomorrow. If you guys want to trade along with us, as always, premium.krakencryptocurrency.com. And we'll be here tomorrow, guys. So until then, guys, trade safely, and as always, peace out.
Peace out, everyone.
Bye.